Hello, welcome to episode 12.5. Bit of an anticlimax because we've got another guest, but obviously nowhere near as special as having no one on either, to be fair, not just Jeff. It'd be much better for the three of us, but no, thanks very much for joining us, Gary. For those of you who've probably picked up past couple of weeks on our social, I've been a bit more active. We've drafted in a guy that's got no life, so he's very good for us. And he's all over it. So, no, he's a guy that we've all known quite a long time, especially Matt. Brilliant guy, massive supporter of the pod, and has been there from the beginning. It's part of our NFL journey, as most of the people have been. And one of the OGs from the group. To be fair, one of the only two OGs. Matt and Gaz started it off. So yeah, thanks for joining us, Gaz. I think before we crack on with the normal episode, we'll let you sort of take over and tell us why you support, who you support, and what your thoughts are on their star quarterback from last year.
Might as well have been.
and yeah, just take it away, mate.
Yeah, no worries. I've got to say though, you mentioned sort of how long I've known Matt, sort of 20 years. So I know you mentioned it in the other pod, Dav. I've known you for 10 and a half now. Yeah. And that is literally the nicest thing you've ever said about me.
If only because it's recording and going out live.
Especially, I'd imagine you're quite nice behind my back because I'm not there and there's no need to take the piss. But to my face, that is literally the nicest you've ever been. I'm emotional. I'm done. I don't need anything else now. That's it. 30 seconds and I'm out. No, I mean, it's a weird one. It's not a weird one because you've had this quite a few times, to be fair. I think it depends on the kind of age you are. Like Mart's pushing 40, isn't he? I think Claire's probably mid-30s. A couple of others that you've had on around the same kind of age. Your fella from SIGS. Channel 4. 1990s, USA explosion. Everything went bloody mental with the NBA, the NFL and everything like that. Everyone was a Bulls fan. NFL-wise, I was actually a 49ers fan. But, fan.
Yeah.
Oh, I really like that team. Literally nothing about American football. What?
Really bet again.
They were in red, yeah, that was pretty much it, because obviously I'm a United fan as well. So it was literally, I think one of the first ever Sunday games I'd watched was the 49ers against no idea who. Honest to God, if it had been the Raiders, black uniform and all that, I'd have probably gone with the Raiders and probably stuck with the Raiders for the rest of my life. But it was just kind of nondescript. You look out for the results a little bit, but then when Channel 4 lost the rights to Sky, I didn't really bother watching it that much. A couple of years ago, got talking about it with Davo before he started at the place where he used to work, where I got him in, and he kind of apologised on my behalf a couple of episodes ago for it. He used to do this thing every year where he'd go up to Keswick for the weekend for the Super Bowl. And as a result of that, he kind of got me back into NFL a little bit, made me choose a team. I let stupidly my then 5-year-old choose a team for me just based on the logos, and she went with the Bucks, and then began a journey of
yeah,
pretty much. That was pretty much it. Well, she's a redhead. They had a red uniform and it's got a pirate flag on it. She was like, "Oh, that's really nice. It's got a pirate flag. All right, sound. I'll support them then." Look into the team a little bit. I'm like, all right, got a draft 1 quarterback going on. Yeah, it's got to be all right. Then okay, cool. Turns out he was pretty terrible, but entertaining, Jamie. I will give you that one. He's very entertaining. I think they even said that on Good Morning Britain a couple of days ago. Probably the most entertaining player last year because you just never knew what was going to happen.
I love that. Good Morning Britain stuck as well. I love it.
It totally is. Yeah. Good Morning Britain, Mark Hart. It's all happening. But no, I mean, started supporting the Bucks a little bit, watching out for it. Didn't have to worry about the end of season stuff. No concerns about any playoff runs. I could watch them free and easy. A couple of years, you watching Brady. Kind of the old group was called. Was it FU Brady or whatever it was called for a bit? Brady Free Zone for a bit as well. God, there was loads of groups where it all kind of descended around the Giants or Brady being a bit of a cunt at the time because he didn't play for the Bucks, obviously. But now he's min. Don't care. But no, it's so. I did the Keswick thing with Matt a couple of times, and it's kind of snowballed from there. Literally letting Izzy pick a team for me because he wanted to drag me along to Keswick for end of season piss up for 4 days, and it was phenomenal. To be fair,
awesome.
I'm not looked back. I love it.
Super Bowl kind of got in the way of those weekends, didn't it?
A little bit, yeah. You kind of you go into the Sunday, a little bit sort of unplanned because you tip up on the Saturday, you get smashed on the Saturday, you wake up on the Sunday, you start drinking again pretty much straight away. Carry on drinking until about 8-9 o'clock at night. Me being an idiot and thinking he's Billy Big Bollocks, he's like, I'll see this one right through. Go right the way through, I'm fine. That guy there goes and sleeps near the bloody radiator near the kitchen table. Probably a wise move because he watches the whole Super Bowl. I literally missed the Philly special live. I got woke up by the cheers and saw the replay. Yeah, that was my first Super Bowl in Keswick.
Amazing.
Completely missed it live. Gutted, absolutely gutted. Because I was falling asleep. I think the second year we went, we took the crates up, didn't we? Not the what are they called? Kegs, yeah. Going back from the village. What is it? A town, city, village? It's a village, isn't it? Got to be. Going back from the cobblestones that night, knocked into town to get a couple. Got a couple of monsters. Thinking, what? I already probably had about 10 pints by the time because you're not thinking straight. And I'm like, I probably mix these up half and half a monster, half a strongbow, dark fruit. Oh. Get about 4 or 5 down, and my heart was like 4 o'clock in the morning, going towards the end of this quite boring Super Bowl. It was pretty terrible, and my heart was fucking racing. I got about 3 hours sleep that night, woke up and started again the following day. It was good. Because it was good.
And obviously it's regrettable as well. I mean, Glaziers as well. Obviously you didn't know at the time, but...
No, absolutely no sort of... And I should have had an idea, because obviously I've looked into the Glaziers a bit with them being United, owners and whatnot, and it's probably something at the back of my mind that was going, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, and not putting the connections together. And then I'd say it's probably about 3 or 4 weeks after I was like, yeah, I'm a Bucks fan now. Then Toes bought me something Bucks related, and I got that cap off Shirley Blaney, and then it's like, oh shit, there's a massive connection between them leeches that own United and the leeches that own that club there. How strange.
Yeah, quite different though for the Bucks, aren't they? They're not. They're fine.
Only this season.
Yeah.
Last 2 seasons, they've put a bit of money in. Nowhere near as much as they could. They'd still take out huge amounts of money on something that they don't actually own. I'd love to see what they do. Well, they don't. I mean, they borrowed a lot of money against the value of the club to buy the club, and they've not paid that back, so they don't own it. Don't give a shit. I know his name's on the deed, though, so fuck off. I don't know if they did the same thing with the Bucks. I'd love to see.
Who would you rather have, Brady or Sancho? Brady. We'll be fine. We don't need to talk about football.
For the purposes of this podcast, Brady, for the purposes of the podcast. If it was a different one, then I might have a different answer.
So I suppose, like we said, we're probably just going to carry on with a normal episode. And, you're sort of part of the team now. So why are we doing it with this episode? Not just an episode all about you. Plus, you're quite boring, so you probably wouldn't last a long time.
And it's a good
episode. If people haven't already turned off.
It's a good episode as well because both your teams lost and the Bucks won, so you might as well throw 2 Bucks in here.
Wow. Agreed. So I suppose Jamie and Gary combined, we may as well start off with the joy of your win. Over to you guys.
Take it away, Jay.
I mean, it was nice to actually come out of a bye week and come back with a win after the Chiefs game before the bye week and not having a game, and then. Yeah, I was very happy. I was kind of nervous going into it because, like I said, I'm a big Justin Jefferson fan. I think he's going to win Offensive Player of the Year. And I was like, if he has a big game, then it's not going to go well. But we stuck it out. We did it. And we won. Like I said, no interceptions, no turnovers. Happy with the performance. I think it was one of Brady's lowest performing games, though, I think, in regards to throwing yards or passing yards, shall we say. I think he got under 200 yards for like the first time in probably since the Saints game. I thought he might have even threw more in that Saints game. Like he got completely annihilated him. But I was happy with the performance. Rojo again gets another touchdown, nearly 100-yard game as well. Massive Rojo fan, so I'm happy.
I think that's the difference between the 2 games. The big difference between the 2 games. Obviously, there was a lot of drop catches, a lot of missed opportunities in the Saints game. But what did we run it 4 times in the Saints game or something?
Yeah.
Compared to what must have been about 24, pushing 30 the other night. No, so that was the big difference between the two. I think even Arians come out after the Saints game, didn't he? Saying he didn't understand why they just didn't call for the run. He couldn't put his finger on it himself. Considering he should be making the call himself. It's a bit of an odd one. But yeah, no, good win. Slightly concerning first quarter, or first 10 minutes at least. But
when is it not with you guys? It's weird, isn't it?
Don't know. That's a Glazers thing. Clearly, United can't start a first half. The Bucks can't start a first quarter.
To be fair.
Yeah, it's either
last 30 minutes usually.
Yeah, I think last year it was the opposite. We were really good in the first quarter, but then awful in the second half. So we're taking early lead and then go completely downhill. But I mean,
just when Winston's eyes to start playing up after half an hour, it's just sees whatever running anywhere. I'm sure I read something about him being short-sighted.
Yeah, he was supposed to have eye surgery in the
He was meant to, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Fucking explains a lot.
This should get better. The guy is an absolute joke.
Absolute short-sighted genius.
The guy had a messed up eye and still outperformed every other quarterback in regards to passing.
Winston, if you're listening, mate, give us a nudge. We'll get you on this podcast. You might not be able to see us. You may not be able to see us, but we'll have a chat with you either way.
But no,
visually impaired accessibility for Zoom.
So we'll just throw it out there, but he can't throw fuck all. So,
but
Tom Higgins just said.
Speaking of throwing good, I think we had our longest play throw to I think Scotty Miller's touchdown
throw. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's our longest passing one of the season. Obviously, Rojo's the longest running, but yeah, that ball to Scotty Miller, and he's getting old. He's lost a bit of arm power, but when he still throws balls like that, it just makes you a little bit excited.
It'd be nice for you guys to see Scotty Miller getting a reception back because he's been a bit quiet, hasn't he?
It's Miller time.
Yeah, not been targeted that much. That's lovely. Not been targeted that much, but I mean, he's pace to burn. Absolutely obliterated the defender, didn't he? So
it's the one thing I said a few weeks ago. Like the only thing I was worried about with Antonio Brown coming in would be
Miller dropping
Tyler
off.
Johnson and Miller dropping off, and obviously Tyler Johnson has not done anything, and Scotty Miller's completely gone down. But like I said, he's spreading it about a bit more. I think we had Scotty Miller, Antonio Brown, and Mike Evans all had 48, 49, 56 respectfully. So again, it wasn't a great performing game. No one was over 100 yards, but our rushing was nearly 80 as well. We managed to win. Yeah, like I said, we're 8-5 now. We're having a positive season. Hopefully, we've got Falcons, Lions, Falcons. So as long as we win one of them, we've got a positive game. Yeah. So
it should be 3 and out. Should be. Watch. That'll be the one game Bones gets to celebrate, won't it?
Absolutely. Since they got rid of the head coach, week 5, is it the Falcons? They've actually been pretty decent.
They have done.
Yeah, like I said, they annihilated you guys, didn't they, a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
So
nice memory there.
But no, like I said, Falcons, Lions, Falcons. So if
we'll let it out.
Our main.
Oh no, we can't because Jamie forgets. And when he does, we have no sound anyway. So
our main thing is the team behind us in the playoff picture were the Vikings. So that's put an extra game on top of that.
It's almost like
and then
classes a 6-pointer, yeah.
Yeah, so there's them. It's the Vikings, and then I want to say the Cardinals, if that's right.
Yeah, because they're above the Vikings now. Cards after.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Result,
so
yeah.
So I think because the Vikings have dropped
you
down.
timed that quite well. It's a bit of a transition. Talking about the Cards win.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'll take it from there.
I can see the grey hoodie's finally gone.
That's it. You notice there's a bit of a change. I was even going to change the hat, and burn the flag, but I decided against it. I mean, it was a poor performance, but you've got to look at it from a Giants perspective. I'm used to it. When you talked about the Seahawks and Cards, if you'd have told me I would have got one win out of them, I would have bit your hand off. I probably would have thought it was the Cards rather than the Seahawks, but we got it. But the problem is when you beat the Seahawks, you've got the Giants fans just get their hopes up about everything. We've looked brilliant, 4 wins on a bounce, and you sit there thinking we're going to go into Cardiff. We've just absolutely tore Russ a new one, and we've cooked Russ rather than letting Russ cook. We're going to do the same to that scrawny little rat Murray. and he's horrible. He's an evasive little bastard, and I hate him. And he, to be fair, they did really well against us, and it wasn't just. I mean, our defence was okay, but it must have been tough for them because the amount of time they were on the field was ridiculous because our offence just stunk. Brought DJ back in, clearly not healthy. Didn't rush 1 yard, so no rushing attempts. That's not DJ's game. He's not a Lamar. He's not a Mahomes that always gets flushed out, but he always puts numbers on the boards in regards to a rush. And it was just Garrett trying 5-yard kills again and over again, and it's just doesn't work. Goldman sort of put 14 carries together for an average of 4.8 per yard, and all of a sudden we'll just stop running it. It's fine. And it just killed us. We got a TD, and that was purely because DJ dropped a 50-yard bomb to Golden Tate, caught it on the sort of 1 yard line, and Dion Lewis slammed it home. But other than that, it was appalling from the offense. No separation from the receivers. Just a real worry now. I mean, the reason I wanted one win out of those two was then I could have sat there and gone, do you know what, we can afford to lose to the Browns and Ravens and obviously beat the Cowboys because we've got the sweep over Washington. The Bastards beat the Steelers and it's just thrown it completely out. So you sit there now and I think Washington are probably going to wrap up the division. They only need one more win to make us need two. And they've got...
for them though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's Seahawks this weekend, isn't it?
They've got Eagles at the end,
Seahawks need a response, though, don't they?
Seahawks need a response, but Washington's defense can do what we do, in regards to the quarterback. So I worry about Russ. Even if they don't get that, even if they don't get it with Seahawks, they'll blitz the Panthers, and then they've got a big game with the Eagles at the end. But again, I think they'll beat the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles are anything special, although time will tell with Jalen Hurts. They just beat the Saints. But we should get one win. The Cowboys, you'd like to think, would beat the Cowboys. Although, interesting stat, both Andy Dalton and Dak have thrown more TD passes than DJ this season.
And it was nice to see the return of Fumbles Jones.
Jones.
He did it. He fumbled. Granted, he did get it back, though, didn't he? He landed, just jumped straight back on top of it. But it was nice to see Dan Fumbles Jones making a return.
He did lose one, though.
Oh, he lost one as well?
He lost one before that, yeah.
Nice to have him back.
How long did McCoy get? Especially after last week.
Yeah, right. I mean, they shouldn't have. Looking at DJ, they shouldn't have started him. But then again, they probably were the same mindset as all the Giants fans. Like, this is the game we could win out of the two. And they've tested him and they've thought he was good enough. Probably not mobile, but he's got a good deep ball game. I think I don't know if I shared it in the group, but DJ's the highest rated passer of passes over 20 yards in the league. He just doesn't throw many because of Garrett, but his completion's ridiculous compared to anyone else. But yeah, they just don't utilise it, and our wide receivers corp is not as strong. Don't get me wrong, it's the same as last year when we were the 19th offence, but they aren't getting a separation, and it's these stinking 5-yard routes that Garrett makes them run, and it's just, gosh, it's just minging to watch. It's just horrible to watch that as an offence. You just got a feel for the defence. Like, they must have been knackered, when you've got like Bradbury, Logan, Ryan, Blake Martinez that play 100% of snaps. Must come off that game. We've just played like 3 quarters in full pretty much. And just not good enough. So yeah, it's one of those. I've got to look back at the season and go, we didn't expect to win as many games as we did. Happy days, we've progressed. And it's win-win for us. We either win the division, get a bit of playoff footy, or get a top 10 pick. But we were in a strong position. It was in our hands. And bit gutted Washington beat Steelers, but you've got to credit them. At least we've not thrown it away. They've taken it, I think. And yeah, hopefully, like Big Jeff said on last episode, things look positive for the Giants. But let's see. Just want comeback season of the year for Saquon next year, and hopefully we invest in some either a new offensive coordinator or an elite wide receiver that's going to separation. There's a lot of talk of Allen Robinson from the Bears.
Yeah.
A lot of talk about him.
He's good.
Yeah, he is. Well, we need someone that's going to get that separation. We need an OBJ that you can throw a 50-50 ball to and your percentages probably go to an 80% chance rather than 50% because he's just a playmaker. We haven't got that. But our offense, the scheme just doesn't help us at the moment. I think we've got good enough wide receivers to have done a job. Like I say, you only have to look at last year. We've got exactly the same offense. We're probably a better offensive line at the moment, and we're the only team that's worse offensively is the Jets. It's inexcusable. So, but yeah, again, season as a whole, got to try and remain positive. But yeah, it was a tough Monday, and then I've got to stay up till fucking 1:20 just to play the Browns, who at the moment, are just scoring for fun.
That game was insane though last night.
Yeah, and it's just I can't be arsed dealing with I just can't be arsed dealing with Baker. Like I can't stand him as it is. I had it on the the schedule as a win, but it's just with the 9. Is it 9-3 or 9-4? I don't get it.
9-3, I think.
Yeah, I think because 9-4 because he lost last night.
Yeah, I just don't understand how. But you look. I don't know if you've seen a comparison since OBJ went off. You've seen Baker's passer rating, his QB rating. Sorry, is just skyrocketed. It's gone up like 30. It's just it's worried. They've got a good offensive line. And
it sort of stems back to what we said about our team's better without a particular star. The McCaffrey debate.
Forced to target other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
we don't need to talk about Raiders. We'll just move on to next week.
I was just going to say before you do that, I mean, you say like you fear the worst for the Browns because they're just scoring for fun, but literally before the Seahawks played you, they were just scoring for fun.
Yeah.
Is this the kind of game you guys can go into it and go absolutely no pressure on us to get it in it, and then you go, let's fly it.
I think the tough thing, the comparison of the two games is Seahawks. We absolutely battered Russ. I think it was something like 8 QB hits and 5 sacks. The guy must have come off aching, but we sacked Kyler Murray once. And the Browns have a solid O-line. And Mayfield, he can get out of trouble. So it just depends what we do to him. Like, Patrick Graham will absolutely be spewing from, the defensive line performance on Sunday, and you hope that makes him come back because this guy from what the players are saying and from what we've seen is an absolute genius in the room where there's training and scheming things, and you hope he takes it personal and absolutely dials up a beating on Baker, not just for us to win but just because he's a prick. And I'd love to see him get we're the QB killers and I want us to kill a QB. I'd just love to see him be bloody just because and more for a bit for DJ as well, because he come out, which again I find absolutely disgusting that someone of his caliber that is shite can come out and question a draft pick and say the person's name. Can't believe that the Giants drafted Daniel Jones at number 6. Like, I just want him hurt.
Yeah, it's a proper prick move, that.
Yeah, so fingers crossed. But yeah, I just don't know. I think we've got 2 losses and then hopefully a win against the Cowboys. If we can sign off with a win against the Cowboys, at least it's end of season sort of celebration.
You're not finishing bottom of that division, are you? So as long as that doesn't happen,
you would hope not.
Still, yeah, but
it's mathematically possible, and it's also giantifically possible.
Just going off what Gary, go on.
No, go on.
I was just saying, going up what Gary was saying before, I just had a look through the previous games, talking about obviously high-scoring teams. There've only been 2 teams against the Giants that have scored over 30 points and 5 over 25. So you are keeping teams down. I think the 2 teams that scored over 30 were the 49ers and the Cowboys. And the Cowboys was like, you lost by 3 points.
49ers was a stupid game.
But that's the only time you scored over 30 points. So.
Am I right in thinking this is pretty much your first blowout this season?
No, the Niners absolutely. I can't believe we made Nick Mullins look like Brian Brady, which I'm sure JP loved.
It's when they had about 10 players injured, weren't it?
It was their reserve team, and they hammered us. But yeah, we're defensively sound, but you just can't. You could have the best defense in the NFL. They're not going to be able to perform at full capacity for as long as you need to when you've got an offense not on the field for much. We had I think 3 and outs, which you can't be doing. And then from then on, there wasn't really any sort of long drives. I think we had one long drive that ended up in a fucking DJ fumble, and the touchdown we had, it wasn't a long play. It was a big chunk play, and a slam it home, from the 1 yard. So it's just hard work from, and you can imagine, you almost want them on for a half, don't you? Not in total game time. Well, you want them on for as little as possible, but realistically, you can probably play 2 full quarters. But they were getting hammered. Yeah. It's tough, and then every credit to Cardinals, they dialed up an unbelievable game against our offensive line. We let 8 sacks, terrible. And lo and behold, we trade Marcus Golden to them because we're on for a losing season. And who gets the first sack? Marcus Golden absolutely smashes DJ to pieces, fumbles a ball, recovers it, off you go. Nearly a recovery for 6. It was just short, I think. But yeah, we move on. We could be sat here next Tuesday. We beat the Browns. I'll be all, we're going to win the division again. Hey!
Pop us out again.
But yeah, I just one of those is what it is.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
But Matt, I'll tell you though, I've said it from the beginning. Colts are my pick for the AFC. They were a great team.
Tough game.
Didn't you wiping your brow quite a bit while Tom was talking, to be fair? Anticipating this moment you can talk.
It's just, there's positives to take from it. We got rid of Paul Gunther. Should have been sacked fucking weeks ago.
I've said that quite a while ago.
Then it descended into madness on the sidelines or something at the weekend. Practically scrapping with each other.
I don't think so.
I might not have been on the sidelines. I think it was at the weekend. There's reports of them going at each other in the somewhere between Gruden and Gunther.
They're really good mates, so I'm not sure. I don't know. I turned off before in the game, so I was fucking furious.
Yeah, I mean, it might not have been Gunther, to be fair. It might have been someone else they were talking about, but yeah, I know he was at somebody.
The whole situation just pissed me off. There was, I think I mentioned it in the group, there was a massive momentum shift in the game, and it was the interception, which was a belting interception, to be fair. The one-handed
beautiful
catch from the corner, which was landing in Waller's hands.
Yeah,
touchdown. And before that, it was sort of back and forth, bit of a shootout between the two teams. And that particular play, the wheels just fell off for us after that. And it's not the first time it's happened this year. It happened against the Bucks. It happened against the Patriots. We didn't even have any wheels to fall off against the Falcons. And then it happened against the Colts. But I mean, mathematically, we're not out of the playoffs. But for me, we are. We're done. I'm not particularly. I'm happy now in the sense that I can stop giving a shit, really.
You can relax a bit.
Yeah, I can just watch it. It is what we've got the Chargers on Thursday night. Should beat them, won't beat them. It's just frustrating. We have a really promising looking team at the start of the season. People tipping us saying we don't really want to play the Raiders, they can beat anybody, but then we only just beat the fucking Jets and we lose to the Colts, but dicks to the Falcons. What a terrible performances. So Abram was massively at fault for a few things. I think Jacobs was still playing hurt, to be honest. There's a couple of times when he had a bit of a run and sort of wobbled back up a little bit and had a bit of a limp, but still moped on through. We didn't get one sack in the whole game. Garbage. We don't get many sacks anyway. Just shit. But
Jacobs was on the cart for a bit, wasn't he? Was he not in the medical? Was he not on the medical cart for a bit, Jacobs?
Cleveland was. I don't know if Jacobs was. He had a ankle boot on a week ago.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't have played. But it is what it is.
Yeah. It's annoying when you've got a game like that and you see, was it the ball deflect off? Was it Richard and picked straight away? Again, that was an unbelievable pick, but really lucky. The deflection just came into his path, not like he'd done anything for it. And it's away for a pick six. It just kills you.
Yeah. He's quite a young squad, aren't you?
Yeah, very young.
So, I mean, I don't think anyone was tipping you for the Super Bowl this year. I think, obviously, playoffs would have been your ideal. I don't think you're really going to predict to go too much further than that. But, not a losing season, but...
That'd be nice, but it can still happen. We'll lose the next three.
You've got Chargers on Thursday, then it's the big game against the Dolphins. You think whoever's going to win that one's going to go to the playoffs?
I'm already taking it that we're not going to the playoffs, so...
Dolphins have got Washington this weekend?
No.
No. Sorry, no. Washington. Dolphins have got someone decent. I know that.
But Dolphins and Raiders.
Patriots.
Patriots aren't good.
No, they're not. But the Patriots. Yeah, the Patriots could just, it's one of them. They're a little bit giantsy. They can just turn it on every now and then, especially Cam.
There's so much Cam hatred on this pod. It's mad.
Yeah. But yeah, it's weird as well because obviously we've got Saturday night football as well next week. When you're saying obviously Raiders and Dolphins, it's Saturday night, like 1:20 a.m. on Boxing Day. So that'd be nice and fun to have 2 late nights for you, Matt. It's going to be great.
Is there a Christmas Day fixture as well?
On Friday night.
Usually is.
Yeah.
You're Friday night this week, aren't you, Dav? And then there is a Saturday night game this week as well.
We'll talk about it next week. Christmas is next week.
Yeah.
No, but as I say, there's a Friday game, a Saturday game. Obviously, well, there's 2 Saturdays, Sunday morning. Then you got all the red zone stuff. I think we go until Tuesday again this week from Friday.
Saints,
so 4 nights of it again.
Christmas Day night.
Saints Vikings. Decent game.
On Saturday. Raiders on Saturday night.
The best thing is, well, because obviously Saints lost, which is like a complete surprise. If they won, they would have clinched the division.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that we're going to, but there's still hope we can still win that division.
There is the hope. Hey, mate,
if they keep Taysom Hill and they start losing games, he's coming in for the playoffs. He's coming in for the playoffs.
They've got the Chiefs, you're right.
They've got Mahomes this weekend. They've got the Vikings the weekend after. Yeah, chances on, mate.
The heat is on.
The playoffs is on.
I suppose any sort of standout. I know we'll probably end up talking about the Browns and Ravens games from this week because
that fourth quarter was absolutely insane.
But I suppose before we talk about Lamar Poogate, any other sort of...
I love Lamar Poogate. Can we just talk about Lamar Poogate? It was amazing.
I don't really think there was any sort of massive games, was there, apart from the Bears destroyed the Texans, which was always a possibility, but I don't think anyone saw it.
I did. You both put Texans. I put Bears on to win.
Yeah, but I don't think you expected a 33-7 or whatever it was.
An annihilation.
36.
Let's just rewind a little sec. I think in regards to the weekly matchups that you ask us to pick and you post it out there, I think you're diddling them a little bit because you screwed me over a little bit this time.
Actually confessed in the group chat as well, didn't he? Oh,
yeah, I said, I've actually done that one wrong. And you were like, I'll just leave it just in case. Just in case.
You might want to go back over all the previous weeks and check this.
No,
I'm an auditor. I'll do it for you.
But no, thinking of the game.
Dolphins and Chiefs game was obviously exciting.
Yeah. I was going to say Bills. Steelers losing again, but Bills, Josh Allen.
Called it, but Juju dancing on the Buffalo pre-game. What's he playing at?
Yeah, well.
You're asking for it, aren't you?
Yeah. Love that. Big kickoff. I love any kind of kickoff, to be fair. Any little melee. Beautiful stuff. It's what I live for.
Did you see Josh Allen's sort of like little speech in the tunnel just before they came on?
No.
It was like, I think it was something along the lines of pull the offense together and just went, they can do all the talking, they can do all the fucking dancing, let's just go out and, put the action on the pitch.
Nice.
It's just nice to sort of see it when you're like, you know what, fuck you, Juju. Give you money rock and all that shit. I mean,
nice.
It's just a Lingard, isn't he, when he does that? Like, it's just not needed. Like, TikTok's
don't mess around with Messi Lingard.
Fucking world. He doesn't score, so we're all right.
Get in the end zone and do all your dancing to the cam. Don't go to the the middle of the fucking field and dance on a buffalo. It's your
DK thing, isn't it? After your half-yard game, and he did that fucking body rock, whatever the shit it was that he did.
Oh, you can shake all you like because Rusty's shaking in his boots.
You gained half a yard, and you've acted like you've just won.
I'm not slagging DK off anymore. I had my week where I was allowed to. The guys phenomenal.
Still bugs me that everyone still raves about it.
If you're listening, Jeff got in our DMs. You can do the same, mate. We'll probably try and fit you in.
You're welcome here any day, DK.
I would like to see you tackle Tom, DK.
Any day.
Please.
And I won't bring James Bradbury on just to keep you locked up. We'll allow a bit of freedom for you.
Yeah. But no, I mean...
I'd love to have DK on. I just don't think I'd speak. Just like...
like me when Casey was on.
No shirt, no problem. DK's the boy.
Yeah.
Not safe for kids.
Literally, the game of the weekend was obviously last night's Browns and Ravens. That fourth quarter was just amazing. It changed
Just what you
3,
want
4
from football,
times.
innit?
Like changed 3, 4 times, and they came back like 22 points in the fourth quarter by Cleveland to come back into the game.
Yeah.
I know obviously the Ravens weren't playing Lamar at the time because whatever happened, but what was it, cramps?
How can he, after that video surfaced of him absolutely turtling through that tunnel, come out and say, "I didn't need a shit. It was cramps." Yes, it was. It was stomach and arsehole cramps.
He's got teammates and coaches liking memes about him needing a shit.
Oh,
And he's the only one going, "No, I didn't."
Yeah.
All right.
Face up to it, you're a guy. You poo. It happens.
Come on, go. Yeah, it was fucking huge. It literally had a baby.
I didn't have time to wipe, but I wiped it all over the end zone.
Serious question, though. Serious question. In those trousers that they wear, you'd just do it, wouldn't you? It's not going anywhere.
Good point.
No, if you're wearing white.
Anywhere.
They're wearing white pants.
No, it's purple pants the Ravens have in it.
They wear white, isn't it?
Yeah, no, he was in white yesterday.
They were white yesterday,
Yeah.
Again, you're fine. You have like jock straps on and all that they wear.
Playing on a muddy pitch. Oh, it's not
Exactly.
that. It's just mud.
It's going nowhere.
They're going for the Caps to win the game. He slipped on something on the pitch.
Just cradle it. Just embrace it. And I imagine it was cold out. Would have kept you nice and warm.
I mean, the thing is, if you're going to pump fake, right, and you're handing the ball off, we want
to
pump fake in a big turn with the other.
But that's definitely what he didn't want to do. Is it going to be a fake pump or is it going to be a shot?
But no, but going on to the football.
Wait till we make it and we have Lamar on. We're just going to have to make sure we
But going on to the football, I said it ended with a safety as well. I mean, it was just
you were slagging safeties off, and you're like, "Better safety never happened." Probably the best game of the season.
Safety's the rubbish. Safety's a
yeah,
rubbish.
but to finish it off with a safety as well. I mean, where were they going? They just kept running back because obviously that's a lateral look back, and they just go, going into the end zone. Yeah, it's time for safety.
Yeah.
Mate, they'd seen that college video, hadn't they? They were like, "We can do this."
Yeah,
we can
just hope they run on the pitch.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So yeah, I suppose next week's fixtures.
What we on, boys?
Oh, is it beer time?
Hey, beer o'clock. I'd love to say I'm on something classy, but I think I've already told you guys it's just Strongbow. But like Tom, I will take a sponsorship happily. And if you want to tip up with some crates, maybe even a truck full, happy days. No issues. I'm sure David will come round and help.
Yeah.
David's got enough of it, what he was showing before.
Yeah.
Don't tell
that's for the park.
I'm rocking
Oh,
next strike. Yeah. Taking it back to the Jenks days.
Jenks.
Is it warm?
It is warm.
Did it cost you £1 more than the price mark?
Kept it on my radiator just to make me feel like
Did you write 99p on it and then give your mum £2?
I pissed all over the floor as well. Just to remember.
Just had the Stone Roses playing in the background.
Oh, don't diss the Stone Roses, mate.
Stone Roses or the Kooks.
Yeah.
And then the Bud Light.
Shock
of that.
It's the big one though. The one thing we all want to know is what is.
Looking forward to this.
What is Tom on? Come on.
Well, I believe there was a threat to cancel last week, wasn't there? Because if they didn't pick you up in the week's time,
I've got to make an announcement. These need to understand, right? This is our 12th episode. I have done
probably like our 17th
big things for them.
Because of the arts, yeah.
They have just witnessed Jeff, watch me, drink a Corona. Right.
Not just any Jeff. Not just any run-of-the-mill Jeff.
The Jeff.
No, my name's Jeff. Jeff.
Yeah, his name is Jeff, literally Jeff.
The red wine drinking, pint sinking, tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, coach thinking, Jeff Reinbold. Witnessed me drinking Corona and thought, what a cool guy. I'm going to have to drink that. So let me be clear, Corona. I'm with you today. You've got one more bottle left in that fridge.
Absolute sellout.
And if I do not have a delivery, I'm moving on.
No, this is called an ultimatum.
Modelo is calling right now. They've offered me a good deal. Right.
£2 £20.
I am holding out for you. But the Christmas deals are coming up. and Modelo is looking tasty. So let that be a warning. If my agent doesn't hear from you by the end of next Monday when we record, I'm done.
What a terrible, terrible year for Corona.
Yeah.
You single-handedly keeping this brand open.
And then you're just cutting them out of your life now.
They've had enough time. They've seen my potential. What more do they want?
They obviously think that tenner a week ain't going to make a difference to them. Fuck 'em.
But yeah, like you're gonna say, next week divisional game for ourselves is Falcons.
We're divisional for us. We're Thursday night, so I'll kick off because we're the first game of the week. Chargers should win, as I said, probably won't. But I'm not going to stay up and watch it because I can't be arsed.
Think about it though. If you lose early, you can mute the podcast and you can mute the chat for the rest of the weekend, can't you?
Or leave it again.
Or leave it
No,
again.
do you know what? Friday morning.
After that Eagles loss. I was like, that's
you muted it for like 3 days, didn't you, or something?
Yeah. I think I came back on the Sunday and was like, right, I'm back, but fuck me, that killed me off. Whenever Ingram dropped that catch, I genuinely thought I could probably fit through that window. And I'm probably high enough with gravity and my weight to do myself some serious damage.
My favourite story of yours, Tom, involves a window, though.
We'll save that for a storytelling pod.
Christmas episode next week.
But yeah, I mean, it's horrible in it when you lose, when it's a game that you expect you're going to win or you should be winning.
And when you stay up till 4 a.m. UK time, just to go to bed, for God's sake.
That's why I'm not.
That Saints game.
I've got work Friday morning. I can't be arsed watching us lose to a very poor Chargers team in a divisional game when we should be winning, and we're at home. I just can't be fucking arsed.
You'll be up at 5 to watch it, won't you? You'll record it and get up.
I'll record it and I'll get up at 4.
Yeah, and I guarantee you'll be up till about 1:10 and be like, I could maybe, but no, we'll see.
Squeezing 3 hours of sleep.
Tune into the group chat and find out what I did. If you
If
want
there's
in on the...
Have a guess in the comments.
If there's a big black box in your top corner, the Raiders lost.
Gary, you need to make a poll on Twitter.
I will do. Will Matt turn up? Yes or no?
No, I'll just touch on the group chat. I've had a few new lads come in the group chat this last week.
Top lads.
Mostly from Twitter. A couple of friends have gone in as well that people know. And everyone's brought something different, something new to the group, and it's really refreshing to see. There was a decent discussion, I'll call it this morning, between myself and one of the new lads. I'll not go into what it was about.
I don't think it got out of hand, mate. I don't think it was any more than a discussion.
He brought himself an invite, Annie, without a doubt now.
I'm going to save it. We will have him on. We will have John on the podcast 100% because I really enjoyed the chat, to be honest. And it was, you guys know me well enough to know that I will argue the point that I'm not particularly...
no idea what you're on about.
Such a calm guy and reasonable.
And I definitely don't like arguing for the sake of arguing either. But no, it was decent discussion. I had my opinion on a particular player, and he didn't really give his opinion. He was just really questioning mine, wasn't he, I suppose?
Yeah, he was doing what you do, which I liked.
I know, yeah.
You should have that little bait out here.
Tell us
why you think that.
Yeah. Well, maybe think about that again.
My favourite JP. My favourite, absolutely JP. Have a day off.
I baited him out straight away, and he bit instantly. He not said a word all morning. And when I just dropped in that his ridiculous comment of Kittle being the best tight end in the NFL, JP landed straight in the keeper.
I need to issue a start warning about this throughout the group chat because I brought a guy in that was close to me. Owes me a lot considering he made me support the shit that I support. And he's finally come into the group chat and, he showed a bit of support to start off with. 24 hours was very, I'm backing Tom here and I'm backing the Giants here.
Is this fucking FIFA and COD?
But then, since then, he's just been digging me out and digging me out and digging me out. Listen, mate, there's so many lives you've got until you get removed. You've not even got admin purposes yet. So let this be a warning Oggy.
I'll fucking twat you on FIFA.
I'm watching you, son. No, it's great. It is. It's a good laugh, like you say, and like the people that sort of come in, you do worry that sort of people think it's a group of friends, and it isn't really. I mean, we don't get me wrong, we all sort of are now, but it's actually a really random group, and they've had a great, bit of import, especially, and again, I'm not mentioning people, but Jordan Kieran who come in and just flown off the bat, and haven't shown up in a good way. Kieran, tweeting Kay Adams over and over again, getting a jumper done. It's great, and he likes to take the piss out of himself, supporting Bengals, every credit, and George took the Seahawks game well enough. Shame he wasn't in the Sunday before. That would have been fantastic. But yeah, I love it. It's growing strong now. We're over 20 heads in there, aren't we? I think we're probably close to 30 now. So yeah, any sort of new listeners, just get it, Gary.
Yeah, ideally one person following every team at least in the group, and there's still loads of teams because we've got multiples. There's a few Raiders
24
fans, a few Bucks fans now, and
3 Giants fans.
I'd love it if we could get every single team covered. So I know from my own division, I know we don't have a Broncos fan. I know we don't have a Chargers fan. I know we don't have a Jets fan. And we've just recently got a Dolphins and a Bears fan in there, haven't we?
Yeah.
But I don't think we have a Bills fan.
No Saints fans, please.
I know a Saints fan.
You'd have somebody join in with your stupid win thing, wouldn't you, though?
Bring him in.
Over than Tom. Over than Tom.
I'll tell you what, I'll quickly do because I know who everybody supports.
Well, we haven't got a Washington or Cowboys fan.
No.
Now.
Let's just go on Craigslist.
There's not a Falcons fan.
We've got too many Patriots fans.
So we have
too many Patriots fans.
We have obviously Raiders, Bucks, Lions. We have a Steelers fan, 49ers. We have Chiefs.
Hey, Giants. We've got a Giants fan.
We have I'll get to them. We have an Eagles fan, Panthers fan, Giants. We've actually got 2 Lions fans, haven't we? We've got 49ers. We've got Bears, Dolphins, Seahawks, Bengals. They're all covered. So if you support one of the teams I haven't mentioned, get at us.
Got to say that was probably one of my moments of the weekend was bringing the other Lions fan in, just seeing how excited Ben got.
He didn't know he existed, did he?
Oh my God, I'm not on my own anymore.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
And then it was someone to share my misery.
Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, that wasn't a catch, was it? That wasn't a catch.
But
if only they were a run heavy offense, they would have had to throw
it. Yeah, Tom. Who have you got on the weekend?
Browns. We've been flexed as well to the fucking 1:20 on Monday morning game. Brilliant. Thank you. Fantastic. Can't wait. I reckon that for me is the hardest game to stay up for.
Ooh.
Because I've watched 2 games and the adrenaline has pumped me and then come out, and I'm like, no. And then you've got that sort of half an hour gap before the next one. And I sit there and I'm watching TV and I'm like,
The adrenaline's coming out again.
Pumping and coming back out.
And so it's a tough one. When the Giants play there, I normally set my alarm and sort of fall asleep towards the end of the second game, and then just like a quick hour power nap, and then get up and watch it, which is probably the case again.
That 24-hour Mackie's still up in your house.
Well, I've moved, haven't I? So I can't just walk over the road now. I know
I
you can't tell. But,
No.
Yeah.
Fine figure of a man.
It isn't, unfortunately. But I've got the car, so it's only a 2-minute drive.
This is very true.
It's not far.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's weird, right? I'm in the middle of, like, 3, where I am. I'm on, like, Martin Drive. So the airport, the one near my old place, and the Fat Man's Corner, they're all, like, pretty much the same. And anytime we go Mackey's, I get in a car and I'm like, which one do I go to? Like, it's so hard to like decide. I'm like, bleh, and then whichever one I go to is always rammed. And you can imagine how many times I have Mackey's.
Couple a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I did have the double Big Mac last week. It's decent, you know.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
decent. I'm not-
I know we're an NFL podcast, but the one thing
Mackies.
you have to, yeah, come at me. you have to get extra mac sauce on it. It's too dry.
It was
Without
a bit
extra
dry,
mac
I'll give you
sauce.
that.
And there's only one fucking slice of cheese on a double Big Mac, and he's taking a piss.
What?
Like,
That's
there's
put me off.
only One
I mean,
slice of cheese.
next week for third and heart attack.
Yeah. I'm a fucking connoisseur of Mackies. And
Hey,
they
don't
need
get me
to
started on takeaway food, mate.
they need to understand one slice of cheese with
What's the dream?
4 patties. 4 patties, and you give me one slice of American cheese. That sweet goodness of American cheese.
Ronald,
and you give
if
me
you're out
one
there,
slice.
You know what that
And
says to
then-
me, right?
Go on.
Next time you tip up and you shout your little roller and you get
Judo
back,
Yeah.
drive around, and as you're paying, just slide them a little slice of cheese and go, just do us a favour.
Just
Put
chuck
that in
on.
extra. Put that in extra. Love.
Yeah. Just get one of the ready-made ones that's been sat there for 15 minutes, and the cheese. You know, I only get one slice of cheese, but half it's melted to the box anyway. Chuck that one on as well. Will you? But yeah,
don't
dear
just
me.
discuss NFL on this podcast, people.
Oh, God, no. Wide range of
Yeah.
stuff.
angles.
We are changing your life
All
for
angles.
wrong reasons.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
He's not loving it. He wants the extra cheese.
You bastards. Who's the 6 o'clock game this week on Sky, by the way? Anybody know yet?
You haven't announced it yet.
It's not announced yet, is it?
I mean,
'Cause
we
there's a
are 6
lot.
o'clock.
But there's about 7 or 8 6 o'clock games this week or something daft.
Oh,
And
the
they're all
Chiefs
big.
and Saints. Oh no, they're
Yeah.
25 past 9, so they'll be that.
I reckon Buccaneers Falcons could be the 6 o'clock divisional game.
Could be. But
It's nice to know,
Raiders.
like literally looking at the Buccaneers fixtures, our next 3 games are 6 o'clock, so absolutely beautiful. No more late nights after these.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
What do you mean no more late night? Surely you stay awake to watch them all, Jamie, for the podcast, so you can, research purposes and stuff.
I meant no more late nights with books. I mean, I usually play FIFA or Call of Duty whilst watching the other games, but if it's a books, I need to watch.
Actually, what's FIFA on Sunday? Saturday, wasn't
FIFA, we did, didn't we?
it? Yeah, we did. It was
Yeah,
nice.
but
Especially.
it was beautiful. But no, what do you think's going to happen at the weekend? Falcons, Bucks, Gary.
It's one of them, mate. It depends which Bucks turn up. We could run away with it, or it could be a really close game, or we could look like absolute dog. I think we'll run away with it, to be honest with you. I think we'll win by at least 10. I'd go mid-30s, mid-20s as you score. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
Comfortable
Keep it
win.
nice and short. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. I think we'll have probably second, third quarter maybe where we'll just blow them out, score a good 15, 20 points, and then go from there. Cruise.
It's the one thing though. Say we come out of the half and like in the first few plays we'll just get an interception, and it's all of a sudden it just works. I'm similar, but as I reckon, like I said, I think we'll dominate each quarter rather than just the third quarter. I think we'll outscore in every quarter. That's my prediction. Hopefully, I mean Matt Ryan is a pretty good fourth quarter quarterback and can try and do these.
He's also
they throw it
a
away,
very
don't
good
they? So
fourth quarter bottler, yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it can go
Yeah,
either
it's which
way.
Ryan turns up, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the Falcons. Sorry, Matt. Again, they scored over 40 points against the Raiders or something, didn't they? So they have that ability out
One
there.
of many teams that I've done this season. Mate.
Yeah. So I mean, the Falcons, they do have a really good team in regards to offensive weapons. Obviously Todd Gurley, Julio Jones. It's just yeah. So I mean, anything can happen. But divisional game, I think.
Julio's the best wide receiver in the NFL for me.
Yeah, but with the Saints losing last week and that possibility there that we could still win the division, we won't, but the possibility is still there. We have to win all the last 3 games, and I think Falcons, it should happen, and we get to go to the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb.
Playoff berths now.
Steelers, Chiefs.
Oh, who's
Packers
got
and
them?
Saints.
Yeah, they're already guaranteed I think
Yeah.
they've just won the division as well, Packers.
Yeah.
Whereas
Chiefs have won the division as well, haven't they?
Yeah. Where Saints are guaranteed a playoff berth, but they haven't won the
Yeah.
division.
No. They're going to lose the next 2 games. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it. It's going to
Saints.
go down to the last game. Yeah.
They've got Chiefs next. Who have they got after that?
Vikings.
And then who's after that? Last game
not
of the
far ahead, to
season.
be fair, mate.
It's divisional, isn't it? It's going to be the opposite. To
It'll be Panthers, won't it?
Yeah.
If it's that.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
again, with divisional games, they can go anyway. They are at home. I mean, their next 2 games, Chiefs and Vikings, are away from home as well. So,
They're not going to
hopefully,
win the Chiefs, are they?
you never know. Like, Saints can beat the Chiefs.
No,
I think they can.
Anyone can beat the Chiefs. We fucking beat them. And the Jets nearly beat us.
Yeah, but I mean, it's their only loss of the season, though, isn't it? So,
yeah.
I'll take that.
For now.
Even if you win the Super Bowl, I'll still say we beat you on aggregate.
Technically, we're the Super Bowl champions. We beat you.
I like black.
Carry. So moving
thinking
on.
of that message you sent to the group chat a minute ago.
So we've not done questions for a couple of weeks, have we?
No.
Obviously, Gary's gone on social, so
Yeah.
because he's not there to make questions up for us.
I don't know what you're on about.
From
The
Josh
last question,
Davies.
it was definitely Josh Davies that asked that question.
Patrick, my homies.
Yeah.
Oh, you just give me an idea.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that sort of wraps it up nicely, I think, doesn't it? I think.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl, guys?
Yeah, good shout.
What's it gonna be? Is it gonna be that, innit?
5-2. That's the worst fucking Super Bowl score ever.
Look, it's not going to be Winston, so you can stop that now, Jamie. Obviously, it's not going to be Brady. It's not going to be the Bucks. I gotta agree with Jeff. You know, you analyse the different areas of each team, and there's one team that's near the top or at the top in each area, and it's unfortunately I like red. Unfortunately, but I love Mahomes. So I like Kelsey as well. So I can't say too much.
I just wish
You got to give him
into the
credit.
game.
He's leading the league, isn't he, on receiving yards as a tight end?
First time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's outrageous, Kelsey. So, proper top dude as well. To be fair,
Well, George
Not like
Kittle
a proper
is the best
shit
tight
head.
end in the NFL.
He is.
George Kittle.
Obviously. Wait a minute.
Anyway, so swiftly moving on.
I think there's a test for Gary now, isn't there?
Yeah. Just before I do the little test for Gaz that we haven't prepped him about or told her about, if you do want, we mention it every week, but if you want him on the WhatsApp group chat, honestly get in touch. We will throw you in, no questions asked. We do a bit of sort of background checks on you first. We don't check your internet history, but we have a look at what you follow, because if you follow dodgy things, I will say, as I'm not sure if YouTube would block out various words I would say there. But yeah, we'll throw you into the Lions Den. We'll let you fend for yourself. If you don't like it, quit. Simple as
Basically, the WhatsApp group is an audition for potentially coming on the podcast.
Effectively, yeah.
And then worldwide fame.
I swear we're
Look what they've done for Jeff Reinbold already.
He's lost
He's got a contract with Sky.
He's lost his job. He's lost his job at Sky. He's not a coach anymore. He's on the line already. On the night with us. But yeah, no, get in touch about the WhatsApp group if you want in, because we will throw you in. No questions asked. In you go. Fend for yourself.
I do have.
First day at nursery.
Yeah. I just have one last thing before we go on to the Gary quiz, and that is, who is your honourable mention of the week?
Oh, I didn't want to do this.
Washington beat the last week. No, it was the week before's games, but I'm going to Washington last Thursday, beating the Steelers.
Ooh. Not an individual, just going for the whole team?
Monday, wasn't it?
You're going for the whole team. Who's your player?
Yeah.
Who's your player of the week?
No. Do you know what? No, I'm not going for him because that was the week before, wasn't it?
It was
That
the week
was the week
before,
before.
but we've not done a pod since then because it was the Wednesday.
Was it Wednesday?
Yeah.
I mean, it has to go to Poopgate to come out and do it for the boys.
That was where I was going. It's got to be Captain Pooh. It has to be. Don't feel too great. I'm not throwing great. I've had an idea. I will go and lose £5.
Like I said, he got 2 rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown as well, and came back and won the game.
Yeah.
My honourable mention for the week is for us three that aren't the socials guys, but we still managed to get Jeff in and guys didn't. So my honourable mention is it was me who tweeted him, so I'm going to blow my own trumpet.
To be fair, right, you sent him the email. I was trying to talk to him before, and he just knows the podcast for a bit, and then replied to you. Whatever, Jeff.
And just ignore Tom.
I don't want you to be my dad anymore.
He replied to all 3 of us and not Tom, and he was the first one to do it.
No, to be fair, he replied to all 3 of us, but he put a question mark after mine. What's that all about?
He knows how dodgy you are.
Are you sure? I don't remember seeing you on the podcast.
Yeah, I know. He was looking at me like, you've lost. The camera does add £10.
Yeah. You've lost a bit of weight, but you've gained 4 pounds.
So he's got that pose on. We're going to finish with a little test for you guys. Now you should know the answer to this question, but as I know Jamie will cut the recording at the exact right moment here as well. But let us know the socials, guys. Where can people follow us on all the socials? Go.
You know what?
Reach for the phone.
No.
Stalling for time here.
He's written them down, hasn't he?
It's at Third and Short Pod. Well, Third Short Pod, sorry. Not at Third and Short Pod. At Third Short Pod on Twitter and Facebook. It's at Third Short Pod on Instagram. Spotify, it's Third and Short Pod, an NFL podcast, because you never mentioned Spotify, Matthew. YouTube, Third and Short UK podcast. Thank you very much, everyone.
Really?
Good night.
What about Apple Podcasts as well?
Well done.
You missed one out.
Apple Podcasts.
I'm not an iPhone wanker. It's not happening.
Apple Podcast has our most listeners.
Does it?
You've just offended everybody. All 14 of our listeners, you've just offended them.
How many's on Apple Podcast, Jamie?
When I've looked on the audience,
3.
most of them are through the Apple Podcast.
I think we've had more guests than different listeners.
Yeah.
Interesting.
However, I know I've got an app, podcast app on iPhone. It's literally just called the podcast app.
Yeah, that's what we're on.
We're on there,
podcast. Yeah, that's the Apple Podcast.
Is it? Oh well, one of those listeners is me then. I use it as material when I can't sleep. Both listening to 3 droney voices.
Both
What a
of
perfect
us
way
have
to
iPads.
end it, just to know that you are one of our Apple Podcast listeners.
I'm getting you another 4 this weekend. Both the girls have got iPads. Amy's got an iPhone, and so's the mother-in-law. Done.
Just keep it on the beat all night. Just get those runs
Get them
up. You'll love
subscribed.
it.
Get them subscribed. Yeah,
Press that follow button. YouTube's flying.
That's it.
Twitter's flying.
What are we on?
Absolutely. Hey, tell you what, Facey's following as well.
We've got a Facebook competition, haven't we? We should mention that.
Yeah, we've got
Yes,
a
we do.
Facebook competition at the moment.
Yeah,
If you like and share and tag one of your friends and share that post, you could get a free bobble hat or a snapback, whatever you want, and we'll
I think
deliver
we're
it. For
pushing
free.
350 on Facebook as well. I'd like to special mention actually to someone that followed us today that probably should have been following us a week ago. Jake Morris.
Oh,
Jake Morris out of the
he's
blue.
only just stepped up.
Only just stepped up. I mean, I'm disappointed that he's only just stepped up, but at least he stepped up.
Looking prick.
This is a good test if he's watching now, isn't it?
I'll round it off with the usual. This episode and last night's was brought to you in association with I can't even fucking
With
association
McDonald's,
with
Corona.
Sorry, Andy.
with everything we've spoken about. But now silverfx.co.uk. That is where you can get our merch from. The wonderful Andy Turner has designed it all. We've got new lines added on there today. I think he added the face masks on there.
Face masks, yeah.
So we've all ordered some stuff. There is a competition, as the boys have said. Get on Facebook and you need to like, share, and tag all that sort of usual shit that people do. And we'll draw it at some point in the future. Don't know when. When models can be.
When we've had enough likes.
Yeah. Literally, when it's justified, me spending the money to send you a fucking hat.
Yeah.
Silverfx.co.uk. Get on that website. You'll find our merch on there and some other wonderful stuff as well. And cheers for that, Andy. And we've got Andy lined up for January, I think, haven't we?
Yeah, it'd be great to have that.
So there may be another competition to run in line with that as well.
Thank you very much.